What just happened? Did my desk just break in half?
We're keeping that in.
Something just happened. All right.
We're going to keep that in.
3, 2, 1. What is up, party people? Happy Thanksgiving if you are listening to this on Thursday. I am Kendra Middleton, and I'm actually not joined by Sarah this week. I am joined by intern Tyler, our betting analyst, and as he refers to himself, video boy. Video boy. City boy. So happy Thanksgiving if you are listening to this, or if it's already passed. Either way, I hope you have a good holiday. We just wanted to get like a little bit of a football show out for you guys, just because this is such a football heavy and soccer heavy week. I've been watching every game of the World Cup. I don't know about you guys. But before we get into some football stuff, Tyler, what are your Thanksgiving plans?
Well, I fly out about 6 a.m. in the morning, Thanksgiving Day, because I hate myself, obviously. And yeah, just going home, just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
A lot has changed since last time I've been on the podcast. I'm in Tennessee, Nashville.
I know. We talked about how Tyler got a new job, moved to Tennessee, all that stuff. Tyler and I will actually be seeing each other in, I guess, like 2 weeks from tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, right? 2 weeks from tomorrow?
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, so me and Haley, if you've listened to the podcast for a long time, you know who Haley is. We're getting the squad back together and going to Nashville for I was about to say the Patriots game, but it's the Jags Titans game. Nope, I'm not traveling.
You can watch the Patriots game.
So we're going to be with Tyler and a couple of our other friends in a few weeks. But I'm actually going to my friend's house tomorrow I'm going to both of my friends' houses tomorrow for Thanksgiving because they live 10 minutes apart and I'm staying here. I would love to travel home for Thanksgiving, but it's just too much with a dog and like, I don't know.
I can't imagine.
It's too short of like a holiday. Like I have to work Friday. I'm sure you have to. Oh, you don't have to work Friday, but like, you know. No,
I have Friday off. I'm working from home right now.
You are working from home. What do you mean?
But yeah, we should have. I got work Sunday though, so it's gonna be fun.
So Tyler's turning around and going back to Nashville. Okay, so we want to start off with the games that we are obviously most excited for. If you're listening to this immediately, I mean, we're going to talk about the sad cat parlay later. We will get into that.
It's coming.
It is coming.
Relax.
We've been promising it, and some people got kind of mad at us on social media. I get it. We are here.
You can't please them all.
No, you really can't. So we both have the Lions and Bills game today, whenever you're listening to this. We're obviously recording Wednesday. Yeah. I think that we're probably excited for this game for different reasons, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, because Tyler won't come out of the closet, but he is a closeted Lions fan. You've been kind of public about it.
Yeah, I've kind of committed to the bit this year, but I still won't verbally commit to them.
Even though they are the saddest cat in the sad cat.
They are the saddest. Well, I don't know about that. Those Panthers are rough.
That's true.
What?
Okay. So I'm excited for this game though, because obviously it's Thanksgiving Day. The Lions are playing. Do they always play well on Thanksgiving Day? No, but it is the Lions' day. It is their holiday. The Bills haven't been playing that well. And I don't think that they're going to win in Detroit 2 weeks in a row, even though they didn't play the Lions last week. I think that they could fall apart. I think that this could be an upset. And really? I'm going to say it. I said the Dan Campbell revenge tour started last week, and I can't turn back now. So I kind of just have to do it until it fucks me over.
All right, fair enough. I mean, you have much more confidence in them than I do.
I have zero confidence. It's a facade.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I think the Lions, they've won 3 games back to back. I think it's time. Water will always find its level. They're going to lose this game.
I think that they should. I think that they should lose this game, which is why I like it, though.
That's fair, but they're also like, I looked at the stats because I'm a degenerate. They are historically awful on Thanksgiving. It's rough. I think they've won. What is this? I can't find it, but they have not won on Thanksgiving very often.
But a blind squirrel and Jackson will find a nut every once in a while. So
that's true.
So
But I think they found those nuts the past couple weeks.
what is happening right now?
Jackson's freaking out.
There seems to be like an entourage of people outside of my apartment. I don't really know why.
Nice.
Hopefully I'm not being like pranked, but
Nice.
here we are. I don't know.
Yeah, I got party buses pulling up every now and then.
That
The
is
streets of Nashville.
That is kind of epic.
I had to close my door because I keep the porch door open. It's actually a surprisingly nice day today. Every like 20 minutes, you'll just hear a group of people partying on a bus, just cruising down the street.
Lots of woo girls.
Oh, tons. Yeah.
Love a good woo
There's
girl.
at least on any given weekend, at least 5 bachelorette parties probably pass my building.
Well, Tyler, you got to get out there. Or me and Haley will get out there. I'm just going to stand on your patio.
We can rent out a party bus.
That would be
just
hilarious.
The 3 of us.
No, we should get people from Jag's Twitter in on this and just do it.
A Jag's party bus. There's one with there's that many of them. There's one with a hot tub.
That would not be a sad cat party bus.
No, that's a happy cat party bus.
That is dude, especially because the Jag Stadium has a swimming pool.
Yes.
So we could just make it mobile.
That could work.
I like it. Okay, circling back. Do I think the Bills are going to lose? No. Am I rolling with this anyway? Hell yeah, because I just fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm confident.
Fair enough.
I almost put down the Patriots-Vikings game. I saw that you did. The reason that I didn't, why is this game giving me like last week Jets games vibes? I don't like, I know, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm interested in it, is because it's giving those vibes.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be just a historically awful game. And what is this Thanksgiving Day matchup? That's the most random Thanksgiving Day combination I think I've ever seen.
I kind of love it though. Like usually, I mean, there have been Thanksgivings where we've accidentally gotten really good games and accidentally gotten really shitty games, especially with the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving the way that they have for the last few years, except for last year. I think that they did win, but I have the game that I want to talk about with the Cowboys in a second. But it's like, I feel as though this is just one of those matchups that they thought would be good. And it's like they got embarrassed last week by the Cowboys. The Patriots-Jets game was probably the fucking worst game of football I have ever. And that's saying a lot with some of the Thursday night matchups we've had this year.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be miserable.
No, yeah, it's absolutely going to be miserable. I love the under in the game. I don't know I think it's like 36 maybe. I think they might score 14 total.
I agree.
And it's going to be another primetime Kirk game. We know how Kirk plays in primetime.
I forgot
on Thanksgiving.
Yes,
this is the most primetime game Kirk has played in since he was in Washington, probably.
Okay, I have a question for you. If they win on Thanksgiving, obviously they were embarrassed last week after 2 weeks of chains. Does he get to bring the chains back out or like never again?
I think it depends on how they win.
Okay. That's fair.
If we see an end like what happened in the Jets Patriots game, he doesn't get any chains.
Okay.
But if he comes out and throws for 300 yards, sure, give him some chains.
I think that they should start ranking his performances based off of chains on the flight. Like a C minus, you get like a chain.
Get like a B chain. Yeah. And it's not like a nice chain. It's like
no,
get
that's
it out
like
of the vending machine.
No, he gets like one silver, like a baseball type of chain. But it's like the more you have, like the better your team thinks you did. Like if they're willing to like chain you out this week, like you balled out.
Yeah, sure. That's fair. Keep your shirt on, Kirk.
Dude,
that's what I want to say.
He's kind of low-key ripped though.
He's a professional athlete. I guess Tom Brady is too.
I shit on Kirk Cousins a lot just because I think he's a dork. He's a good-looking dude. Sure. He's a good-looking dude.
I will not say you won't catch me saying anything good about Kirk Cousins. I think number 7 on my hate list right now. So
can you give us the updated hate list? I saw this on Twitter the other day.
Yeah, we can give the updated hate list. Let me pull it up so I don't get it wrong. So I don't misquote myself.
If you don't know this about Tyler, he has a list on his phone of like things.
I update it periodically.
of things that he just fucking hates, and they
Just
are
absolutely
ranked.
hate for no reason. There are some rules that go with this. I don't put criminals on my list.
Okay.
I mean, other than criminal organizations, is number one. Number one is Ohio State University because it's rivalry week. They've been elevated to number one. They usually hover around two or three. Number two, EA Sports. This is a brand new addition. I don't like EA Sports generally, but they ruined Thanksgiving. They decided to delay NCAA 23, and now they're putting it out next year, 2024, which makes sense because their last game was NCAA 14. It's 10 years since that game came out.
EA Sports ruined Thanksgiving. You heard it here first.
They did. They ruined Thanksgiving. Number three, this is a longstanding member of the hate list. Jake Fromm, University of Georgia quarterback from
like 4 years ago, like
2016. Yeah, he got so much hype at the University of Georgia, and then went on to be like a 6th-round draft pick, proving me right that he's awful. And the NFL knew that too, and he didn't make it in the NFL. I think he's on the Bills practice squad now, maybe. Can't stand him. 4 is Kirk Cousins. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, putting him at 7. He's at 4 right now. Still top 5. And I think he rose a few weeks ago because of his plane chains event. 5, of course, is Urban Meyer.
Yes.
The criminal lines may be a little
too
hazy,
low in my opinion.
Well, there's got to be some space at the top. It's a very competitive.
Him and Ohio State should just be one and the same.
They should be, but he's not with them right now, so it's kind of just
valid. Also, I'm grabbing my coffee.
And so number 6, the director Zack Snyder. He's on this list. Cannot stand him. All of his movies are just completely overrated.
Who the fuck is that?
He did
robbed the Oscars.
What did he do? He's a fake and a fraud. He makes decent movies. He makes decent movies. My problem isn't necessarily with him as much. It's with his fans. His fans are the worst. It's the worst fan base on Twitter across sports, entertainment.
Worse than Taylor Swift?
Comparable with Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
They're equally insane. But I don't have as much beef with Andrew Tate. They're not as vocal, I don't think, Andrew Tate fans. I don't think they're as vocal as Taylor Swift or Zack Snyder fans. But Zack Snyder, his fans rigged the Oscars last year. They just created all these internet bots, spammed the tweet votes, and they forced the Flashpoint into they won an Oscar for that. It's awful.
That's fucking crazy.
Number 7, Aaron Judge, because they kept cutting in to college football.
Ooh, that's a good one.
He was higher, but he's since fallen off because it's all baseball off season. I don't really care about him anymore.
Okay.
And he seems like a fine guy. He got fake teeth though, so I don't know if I trust him. Number 8.
I have fake teeth, Tyler. Well, one fake tooth.
One fake tooth is fine. He's got perfect. All of his teeth are fake. Number 8, Matt Ryan. He's a long-standing member of the top 10. Just can't stand him. I think he's awful and also a fake and fraud. Number 9 is Michael Cera. I don't really have a reason for this, but he's on the list. Number 10 is Chris Collinsworth.
Okay.
Also, I don't really have a reason for it. I just don't like him.
You don't like the Collinsworth slide?
I don't care about the Collinsworth slide. I also just don't generally I don't generally listen to sports with the announcers on. So I don't know.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll get to the bottom of the list later. But
okay,
we'll just keep it at top 10 because the list is very long.
I like the top 10. I like the top 10. Okay, I want to talk about the Giants and Cowboys really quick. Usually, people love to say the NFC Beast. This is the first time it's been the NFC Beast in a long time. I am actually excited for this Giants Cowboys game because I think that this could be, the Cowboys played really well last week. I think the Vikings are a decent team. I just don't think that they can withstand like the longevity of the season. That's my issue. They're too hot and cold, on and off. What version of who are you going to get that day? That's my issue there. This game could really kind of prove who's for real because I think that the Giants don't have a ton of talent, obviously, outside of Saquon Barkley and some of their defense. But it's like, I think they're just really well coached and nobody expected it. Cowboys, opposite problem. I think Mike McCarthy is a fake and a fraud, but they have a lot of talent.
Mhm.
So I think that this could expose one, if not either team in this game for fakes and frauds.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it's going to be I think the Cowboys' talent's just going to overpower the Giants. I don't care how good they're coached. Maybe that's the college football mindset I always stick with, but Cowboys just feel like the better team on paper, so that's why I went with them.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think the Giants obviously are due to collapse at some point, kind of maybe the same way you feel about the Lions, but they're fun, and I think that this is fun. So I'm excited for this game, and I am never excited for the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in water always finding its level, so I think there's going to find that perfect zone for them eventually, but they'll come back down to earth.
Okay. All right. So I think that I am going to take the Cowboys tomorrow, but upset watch for me. We both have the Bears and Jets games. Why?
Well, I just have it because my interdivisional thing with the Lions. I want to see the Jets win, but also Jets have a little bit of a quarterback controversy on their hands.
Yes, they do. That's one of the reasons that
So I'm interested to see how that goes. And the Bears also, I don't know if Fields is playing.
Yeah.
That's the word on the street is he might be hurt.
I put this here just because of the quarterback controversy. I have had a lot of people on Twitter asking me how I feel about like Zach Wilson's comments and stuff like that. Do I think it was really immature of him to not take any accountability? Yes. Do I think it's as big a deal as people are making it? No. Do I think that they should bench Zach Wilson? Also, no.
No.
No. Do you?
Even I mean, he's just not very good.
Well,
I
no,
don't
he's
care
not.
about his like press conference, whatever. He's just not great.
He's not. But my thing is, is that you don't have a clear number one. And if you take a guy number one overall in comparison to, is it Mike White?
Mike White, yes, University of Western Kentucky, I believe.
Yeah, he's another Western Kentucky guy. We for some reason wind up talking about Western Kentucky every week on this show somehow. Anyways, you drafted a guy so high, and I have been kind of tough on Trevor because it's only the second year of his career, yes, but they sold the generational talent like thing to the fans, and unfortunately that's just stuck to him when fans are going to give commentary on him. He was supposed to be the guy who was going to come in and be like the most NFL ready quarterback, whatever. And do I understand the Urban Meyer stuff? Yes, we've been over this a million times. But I don't think you can really fairly assess a quarterback until after their third year. And I think if you bench this guy for fucking Mike White, who clearly is not going to be your number one guy, best case scenario, you get a Cooper Rush situation. Best fucking case scenario, which you're not going to. And then, unfortunately, yes, there is something to say for you messing up the potential in someone's confidence. I did see on Twitter today that Zach Wilson asked why me. I want to play when hearing of the news. So I think that you do risk someone who might potentially be fragile like that's ego when you do something like that. And I don't think that it's fair to do that until maybe this point in next season even.
Yeah, no, I feel like you probably shouldn't pull the rug out from under him so quick, but I don't know. There's a lot. Success is kind of expected a lot sooner these days than it has been in the past. So
it's true. Yeah.
Short
I look
releases.
at like Dan Marino.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know. I think that it's unfair. Robert Saleh is a defensive guy, always has been, always will be. That's where he found his success in football, is being a defensive coordinator. So obviously their defense rocks. I'm not surprised that Zach Wilson either, one, has some sort of attitude problem, he maybe even potentially sucks, or three, he's just not getting the attention he needs to develop at the rate that they want him to. But I don't think that you can fairly assess this kid. And I feel the same way about Trevor, as frustrated as I've been with him at times. And honestly, this entire 2020 class, like even Davis Mills is like not playing this weekend. I don't think that it's fair to assess some of these guys, especially the first round picks, completely until this point next season. Even Mac Jones, like
who's playing in Houston if Davis Mills isn't playing?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't even look into that game at all.
Yeah, I just saw that Davis Mills was getting set.
Oh, poor fella. It's a
I
long
know.
neck.
I know. Now I can't find this. Davis Mills, Texans bench cute. Kyle Allen. I don't even know who
Oh,
that
Kyle
is.
Allen. He used to play in Washington. Yeah, he was was he an XFL guy too? Maybe. I don't
No
know.
fucking idea.
I don't know. Because
I
he played at Carolina for a little bit, and then when Riverboat got hired in Washington, he took him with him and played him for like a season.
couldn't have even told you that.
He's not good. He's not good.
So that's just being my point. The 2020 class was overhyped, and for that reason has been underwhelming. And maybe it's just because they were overhyped or people were oversold and they just weren't that great. It just seemed that there were a lot of quarterbacks coming out of that class and people ran with it. I don't know. I think it's too soon, but I am excited to see the potential like C team bloodbath that is about to happen because for some reason I'm fucked up in the head and that is my idea of entertainment.
Yeah, there's a lot of backups starting around the league this week too. It seems you got similar situation in Arizona too. Colt
Yeah,
McCoy's
Kyler's
on a
out.
warpath though.
Dude, he
He
looked like crazy last week.
did he? I didn't even watch the game, but
Oh my God.
I was a fan of his at Texas, and he for a while at Texas he was undefeated in the state of Texas. So
He's a
I'll always love him.
he's another guy that I think people also expected to be like incredible in the NFL and just never went anywhere.
Well, yeah, Trevor Lawrence could easily be the next Colt McCoy.
Oh, I am
Very
well
similar
aware.
vibes. Very similar
What?
vibes between the two of them.
We have one more game in our notes, Ravens Jags. We can go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, I
I
had my question for you. Why is the spread only 4 points? What's going on?
I literally have been so frustrated with this all season. The Jags have been favored in games that there's no way in fucking hell they should have been favored in. I think that people are giving them way too much credit. Like the Jags have shown you who they are because you know who the Jags could be. And I think that that's what they're basing these things off of, like
Yeah.
all season long, but that's just not who they are.
No, I don't think so either. It being only 4 points in favor of the Ravens, I feel like that should be closer to 6.5 or 7.5.
I think we are about to get our ass beat at
It's like,
home.
is it just because you're off a bye week and at
No,
home?
I
Maybe.
mean, maybe, but my thing is like, and this is just probably personal bias to a degree. Oops,
Oops.
my bad. I think that Kyler Murray. I think that Lamar Jackson, it doesn't matter who it is. If you passed on him for somebody else in that draft, which the Jags did, I think that he's going to make you regret it every single time.
Yeah, that's fair. You're a lot higher on Lamar than I am.
Why?
I don't dislike him. I just don't think he's like you. I feel like you're just very high on him, and
I
I'm
am
just like
so high on
you're like
Lamar.
up here. I'm just like kind of around here. I don't think he's bad or anything. I just don't
How
like.
could you?
I just don't think my worry is always with like him throwing the ball because yeah, he's an athlete and he'll kill you on the ground, but like I don't know. When it comes to throwing the ball, I just feel like I don't have as much trust in him as I do like with Josh Allen.
I am so salty about that draft to the point where I will ride Lamar into the ground. Do you know who the Jags took over him?
Was that the year they took that white defensive tackle?
Taven Bryan.
Taven Bryan, yeah. I didn't
I
hate
have
Taven Bryan.
I have a Taven Bryan jersey
What is
and
Taven up to these days?
he's like in I think Green Bay or
Is
something.
he?
Yeah, I think
God, he's
so.
fallen off.
We traded him somewhere in this offseason. Is he
Poor
in Green
guy.
Bay? No, he's in Cleveland. That's right, Cleveland.
Cleveland. Well, that's why I haven't heard of
I
him.
that draft hurts me. I've just pulled up oh some of Nick
Yeah, let
Chubb.
me look at the draft too. Nick Chubb's great.
Oh, Cortland Sutton, Mike
What year
Gesicki,
was that? 2017?
2018.
2018?
Yeah, because we had such a late pick. Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk.
Funny how that worked out. Because it was right after we made that playoff run, which is why we had such a late pick.
Oh, Quentin Nelson. Oh, look, Baker Mayfield. Shout out Sad Cat.
Sad cat, Baker Mayfield. Okay, Baker
Ugh.
Mayfield played like shit last week though.
He's historically bad. We
He's real bad.
in the cut sad cat segment from last week, his EPA is like generationally bad. It's crazy.
He is
Yeah, he
scary.
hasn't had like that many snaps this year, but it's just miles worse than literally every other quarterback that's had like I think minimum snap count was like 111 or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I guess we can go ahead and like talk about our college stuff here since R.I.P. Baker Mayfield's NFL career
R.I.P.
anyway.
Baker Mayfield.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, so I see you got the Egg Bowl listed as one you're interested in.
I am because okay, we have the Lane Kiffin drama later in our notes, so we can kind of just loop it in here because it's the reason that I have this game written down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you listen to the show, and if you do, I'm assuming that you follow us on Twitter. And if you follow us on Twitter, you probably have kept up with the Lane Kiffin drama. And if you have,
Well, it's been wonderful.
It is. How did it start? It started out with this reporter being like, it's basically like not pen to paper, but Lane Kiffin is like stepping down and going to be the next head coach of Auburn. He's expected to sign like Friday or something like that.
Yeah, Friday after the Egg Bowl.
And then Lane Kiffin quote tweeted him and was like, well, I can't remember the exact quote, but there were some ridiculous emojis.
It was like, oh no, I don't know where
this is news
you got
to
your
me.
info from. This is news to me. And then a barrage of emojis, which I've heard. I didn't come up with this, but he's like, don't let your enemies at the dinner table is what those emojis were supposed to mean.
Yes, but
Wild.
I thought he was trying to say let's eat. So
with the devil face.
Yeah, like the revenge let's eat, you know? Like
let's
fuck
eat.
it, we ball.
Devil
like yeah.
I love Lane Kiffin so much.
Me too.
Just because of his Twitter account.
It's so amazing. Funny. He's so funny. But
so
that
you're gonna
happened.
love him as the next head coach at Auburn.
And then he like just kept fucking going with it. He was like, R.I.P. this guy's career like it ever started. And then like put out like a fake press release and
put out a fake press release exactly the way he worded it. I wish I remembered the guy's name. But the exact way he worded it, he did it for him, and is like he's going to join a rival news network.
It's
like,
so
what are we doing here, Lane?
Yes, it's so funny. But oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, the funniest part about all this is that all the responses he's had, he hasn't said, I'm not taking the Auburn job.
No, but see, that's where I wanted to go with this, was after you put on a display like this and you call someone a liar and put their integrity and their career out there and slander them like this, in any profession, there is no chance you can leave what you're doing right now and go to Auburn after showing your ass like that.
Oh, I think there's absolutely, and I think he will. I don't think he's lying. I believe that he said the source is wrong, and I think he's telling the truth that the source was wrong because he's not accepting the job Friday. He's accepting the job next Tuesday.
Is this based off of my moon prediction?
No, well, I mean, the moon could have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't talk to the moon. You talk. That's your job.
Dude, my mark. Okay, so Tyler, I texted Tyler the other day because I was trying to figure out who was going to win FSU Florida because I accurately predicted Notre Dame and Clemson and Alabama losing to Tennessee.
Yes. Which I don't know how you're going to strike gold again with that.
The moon parlay, brother. And I texted him like me writing down like everyone's signs. And I had it labeled marketing meeting notes, but I took no notes in my marketing meeting.
The hell of a marketing meeting.
Tyler was like, I love how this is labeled marketing meeting notes. Anyways, so I think that something will happen next Tuesday. But if you show your ass like that to the media.
What is next Tuesday? Is that a moon day?
There's a new moon here tomorrow. Well, all over tomorrow, but I think that something goes retrograde next Tuesday. I can't remember what it is.
Is Mercury in Gatorade?
Mercury might be in Gatorade, dude, like backwards. Geez. Oh no, not Mercury in Gatorade.
No, but I 100% think Lane just doesn't care about like burning bridges and telling lies. I think he's just having fun and will do whatever he wants, and he will probably still get the job.
That will be embarrassing if he does that, I think, in my
I don't think it'll be
opinion.
embarrassing because that's just his thing. He's always done this.
Ooh, that would be like, I would, if as like a journalist, I would be pissed if you slandered me like that and then turned around and did exactly what I said you were gonna do.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, what is the journalist gonna like? There's nothing the journalist can do there.
I know.
It's
It
like
just sucks.
it sucks for him, sure. But
It,
it'll probably be a funny story in a few years that he'll tell to his kids.
good for
So,
Lane.
like I got in a fight with Lane Kiffin on the internet.
So I think that if that's gonna happen, he's gonna win big and mic drop. But if they lose, he cannot leave. You can't lose this game, go to Auburn, and have talked all that shit. Like you
No,
fought, you can't.
I just don't think like you've got the Iron Bowl listed here too. I don't think either of those games. Nobody cares about what happens in those games because all of the focus is on Lane Kiffin.
See, I
And
think
whatever happens on the field
you're wrong.
doesn't
And
matter.
here's why. You're wrong, and here's why. Cadillac Williams is the interim head coach, and they have played like hell under him. And if they win the fucking Iron Bowl, you have to give that job to Cadillac. There is no. The people of Auburn will fucking riot, Tyler, and I'm
The
telling
people
you
of
that
Auburn are
now.
going to riot regardless.
True, but he will be their god.
He will be, and I like Cadillac Williams, but I don't think he is
It'll be Cadillac, I'm telling
nearly
you.
as good of a coach as Lane Kiffin.
I agree with
think
you.
I think the ads at Auburn realize this, and there probably is pen to paper. You saw there was this guy who said he was going to enter the transfer portal at Auburn, took his name out of the portal this week. I wonder why.
It would also be very Auburn to sign Cadillac anyway.
That's true. That's true. But I don't know. I don't think Auburn, or I don't think Cadillac Williams really has a shot. Maybe if he comes out and blows out Alabama.
I think if you win that fucking game.
But I also don't think there's any way Alabama loses that game because that is it's going to be the last game Bryce Young is playing at Alabama. And I think that offense is going to show out, and the Auburn offense doesn't have any answer for that. I don't know if they can score 14 points.
I agree with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll see. But
the Iron Bowl, that's the thing.
Maybe it matters more on the Auburn side if Cadillac if Cadillac wins. But Ole Miss packing it up, I could totally see them just sending it because I guarantee Lane Kiffin's the king of the transfer portal. I guarantee half that roster at Ole Miss is coming with him to Auburn. Quinshon Judkins, that running back, I bet he comes. And that would be insane. Instant replacement for Tank Bigsby.
I know. I was just going to say, R.I.P. Tank.
R.I.P. Tank. He's going to the NFL, though.
Oh, 1,000%.
He's probably going to have a solid career in the NFL, too, I would think.
Yeah, I could totally see him having a decent career.
And great name, too.
Yep. Agree. So that's the only reason that I'm interested in that. We can talk about Michigan and Ohio State super quick. Well, not super quick.
It's all about the game.
I have Ohio State with the upset here.
Sadly, I also have, well, it's not an upset because they're the favorites, but I also have Ohio State winning that game. I do have Michigan covering, though. I think it's a 6.5 point spread.
I don't know why I thought Michigan was favored.
No,
I know they're not now.
They haven't.
Yeah, I know they're not.
They haven't been favored in many years. Probably pre-Harbaugh.
Do you think that this is the year?
They won last year.
No, I'm saying, like, do you think that this is the year that they can, like, make it into the postseason?
I don't think. Well, the thing is with this game, I don't think either team cares about the postseason. This is the postseason for these two teams.
You think?
Oh yeah, being surrounded by these fan bases all my life, this is our Super Bowl every year, and the pressure on this game to win is crazy. I think if Ryan Day goes out there and he gets crushed by Michigan again this year, I think he's fired.
Really?
Yeah. If he gets destroyed by Michigan again, I think his days are numbered at Alabama. I think at Ohio State. and there's going to be a lot of changes because Ohio State will throw everything at this game.
Okay, so what do you think that Michigan needs to do to make that happen?
They need to get their well, I mean, last year you saw we dominated the running game. And I think we theoretically will be able to do that. Blake Corum, I'm hoping, is okay. He hurt his knee last week. Donovan Edwards, I don't know about him. He may still be out. I would imagine they're going to do everything to get both those guys on the field again this week because the game's so important. I don't know though. The big thing I think Michigan needs to get their passing game together because without being able to extend vertically, I just don't know if we're going to be able to get the upset at the Horseshoe because it's just a hard place to win.
It's true.
And teams are they're so evenly matched. I think it's a very good defense in Michigan versus an incredible offense at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So it could go either way. I don't think it'll be a blowout either way, though.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a pretty
game?
close game. It's usually noon, so it should be noon.
Well, I am cheering for you, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to go your way. But I will.
No, I don't think it's going to go either. I've accepted that. I'm a very cynical fan, as I'm sure if you follow me on Twitter, you know. So I get upset with Cat Parlay. Everybody. Yes,
it's true. Okay, couple more games to talk about. JMU grad. I see that you have JMU and Coastal.
Yes, I just threw that in there. I just wanted to shout out my boys at JMU. For whatever reason, they're 14-point favorites against Coastal Carolina, who is I think the 23rd ranked in the AP poll. It's crazy to me. It is a home game. Weird. We do have quite a home field advantage because we have the streamer thing and all that. We throw streamers on the field every touchdown.
I think it's so dumb they don't get a bowl game.
Yeah, it's dumb, but I kind of understand it. Because we didn't play a full schedule either.
Yeah.
But this is a huge game. I'm so happy the Sun Belt scheduled it the way they did because it's a legit rivalry between the two of them. There was a few years ago, the JMU mascot got in an actual fist fight with the mascot of Coastal Carolina when they played in Harrisonburg. And the JMU mascot was taken away in handcuffs by a policeman. Full costume. It's great. I'll send you the video. I can probably put it on the overlay it, but
that is so funny.
It's so funny, and I'm so glad the Sun Belt committed to that bit and made this the rivalry week game.
That is good.
It just couldn't make it any more perfect. But I think for my prediction on that game, I think JMU probably wins, but I don't think there's any way Coastal doesn't cover 14 points.
No way.
Oh, that's too many points.
Agree. Okay, I have another upset favorite this week. I think that Florida is going to beat FSU.
That is crazy talk.
A lot of people feel that way, but I just have a gut feeling. I don't know what it is.
It's your moon.
I didn't look into it. Really. I mean, I did look into it, but not enough.
No, we'll just say it's the moon. We'll just say it's the moon.
It's something. I just have a gut feeling. I don't know what it is. Obviously, this is really dumb. But I don't know. I like Anthony Richardson a lot.
Anthony Richardson is so good, and I could totally see him going off in this game. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to matter because the rest of Florida is kind of awful, and Florida State is legitimately playing like a top 10 team right now. They didn't have a great beginning of their season, so they're not top 10, but they're playing on fire right now. And,
I know, but I just don't believe in them, so I feel like something has to end it.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but
if we
get
the same Florida,
time, Florida's also giving up like in the red zone. I think they allow a touchdown like 45% of the time, or something like that.
If we get the Florida from the Utah game.
Yeah, but that game was week 1.
I know. It's just telling you.
13, 14?
I think it could happen, and I'm sticking with it.
I'd love – that's one of my favorite bets this week is Florida State. -9.5, I think it is.
Well, I'm gonna be on upset watch. I have a
All
feeling, and I'm
right.
sticking to it. I like it. I don't know
If
what
they
it
show up
is.
like they did last week against Vanderbilt,
Xavier,
looking at going. I think that was the first time they won back-to-back SEC games since like 2018, maybe. I don't know when the last time they won three back-to-back.
call me
Have
crazy.
they ever?
Probably
I don't
not.
know.
I'm sure they have.
I'm sure they have. They've been around. SEC is an old conference, so
Okay, last game, USC Notre Dame. I know that you have this game written down. I could not give a fuck about this game.
it's just it's amazing to me. This game is important. Again, it hasn't been important in 20 years probably. Well, the Iron Bowl means nothing right now on the grand scheme of college football.
Which
Means
is
nothing.
crazy to say.
It's amazing how the two have like switched.
It's crazy to say that because it's like I never thought the day would come.
Yeah, that Alabama. It doesn't matter what this game does, and
Or
Alabama's
just
still
like either
out of
of
the
them.
playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I really don't have many thoughts on USC. I think it's going to be a tough game for Notre Dame because USC has so much momentum. Caleb Williams is probably going to win the Heisman if I had to
Yeah.
guess. He's the odds-on favorite right now. A lot would have to go right for Notre Dame. They have improved a lot since the beginning of the year. They lost to Marshall and was it Georgia Tech? Maybe I don't know.
Yes.
They've improved substantially since then. So it's going to be a tough game, but and if it were being played in at Notre Dame, it might be a little different. But playing at USC, I can't imagine Notre Dame pulling the upset.
My honorable mention is going to be Oregon and Oregon State, just because I think that Oregon is kind of, because Oregon State's ranked 21st, I think that if they can win big here, they are obviously playing some catch up from the Georgia game, but if they can win big here, they're really writing their own script for how they want to go and potentially like get a slot in the postseason. I think that they're obviously a better team than
They got two
UNC.
losses though, don't they?
I know. I think it's two. Yeah, they're 9 and
Lot
2.
would have they're 9-2. A lot would have to go right with
I
them for them
agree,
to get in the playoffs, but
but it could, and it's rivalry week, and if they win big, UNC is also on my upset watch tomorrow to NC State. I think that UNC is going to lose to NC State tomorrow. I think that if that happens, they're clearly a better team than UNC, and if there's a conversation between the two of them, that's how I feel.
NC State sucks, dude.
I don't think they're that bad.
I can't imagine. They shouldn't be on paper. They're such a skilled team, but they just haven't done anything this year.
I don't think they're that bad. I think that they could definitely beat UNC tomorrow.
And UNC, they got Drake May. Speaking of the Heisman, if I was in charge of giving the Heisman out, Drake May would be my Heisman. Because
Okay.
I don't think any individual player, matters to their team more than Drake May does.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have their schedule off the top of my head, but he is the reason why their record is the way it looks, in my opinion. Because without him, they might have won 6 games.
That's my other upset watch for tomorrow. Those were my 3. I have them in the bottom of our notes. It's just how I feel.
Fair enough.
We had Lane Kiffin in our coaching thoughts for college. I don't really have any other thoughts other than Matt Rule to Nebraska.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm shocked it hasn't happened already. But Wisconsin, I think, is interesting. There's a lot of talk of Sonny Dykes from TCU making the jump, even though he was just hired at TCU last year.
I was going to say, do you really think that would happen just because of that and the fact that TCU is like clearly doing all right?
Yeah, because I think Wisconsin at the end of the day is a better job than TCU. It's sad to say because TCU is, I mean, a solid job too, but I think Wisconsin just has a lot more history with it. But I think that Wisconsin's going to stick with I think they're going to stick with Jim Leonard, their interim head coach. I just don't know if that's really the right move.
Agree.
But I think that that defense, since he joined their defense and started calling plays there, it's just been elite. Almost elite the past few years. They've kind of fallen off this year because there's been a lot of drama around the organization. But he has taken that defense to a whole new level. And if they hire somebody else, they probably lose Jim Leonard. And I don't think they want to do that. I think they'd rather roll the dice, get a good offensive coordinator, or try to get a good offensive coordinator and stick with him. And then Georgia Tech's the only other one I have. I don't know what they're going to do there. I've heard Dan Mullen thrown around. I've heard Jamie Chadwell from Coastal Carolina is a good
I
fit.
also just
That one's
don't
tough because
care.
there's academic requirements at Georgia Tech.
Yes. And I
So
also
it's tough
just
to recruit
like
there.
it's tough to recruit there. What I was gonna say as far as the Wisconsin job, it's like I think that the recruiting would be easier at Wisconsin, but you also just have so much more talent to recruit from locally in Texas, especially because like
That's the thing, though. You have so much more competition fighting with you in Texas. You don't have many people fighting with you in Wisconsin. You can win that state easy in Wisconsin. And the defensive line talent, the offensive line talent up there, I don't know that there's a better state in the country that produces that talent.
see,
Maybe Iowa.
I do feel mm,
They
I
produce
do
big
feel that
boys.
way, but I don't feel that way because Texas predominantly I feel like recruits like out of state people just because of the nature of Austin. Like, yeah, they do have some local guys, but like the nature of Austin, I feel like just requires a certain type of player in a sense, especially because like now that you look at like the Manning situation, whatever. SMU, also not a problem. Now that TCU is in the conversation and ranked to go to a playoff, I think that the attention absolutely switches to them because if you're a team in Texas that's going to the postseason, that's fucking huge there because that's all they care about. And that's what they've wanted Texas to be for a long time. And they're just not right now.
Yeah, well, they got to get to the postseason first. They got Iowa State this week, and Iowa State could be a little frisky. I
Plus
don't
the
think they'll
religious
lose, but they might.
aspect. The religious aspect also helps.
Yeah, that's true. But do you think that hinders them at all? The religious
I
aspect?
don't think so.
No?
No.
So I guess it doesn't really impact Notre Dame, but they also have academic requirements there.
Yeah.
So
So that I don't know. That's how I feel about that. Okay. Sad Cat Parlay.
Sad Cat Parlay.
It
So
is time.
I am going with an all Thanksgiving feast this week.
Thanksgiving feast.
A
I like
Thanksgiving
it.
feast. I might
Fancy
if it
feast.
loses, I will probably make a different one for Saturday
Fancy
or
feast.
Sunday.
Fancy feast.
But I'm going with the over in the Buffalo Detroit game. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Both offenses are theoretically good. Detroit's defense, they've improved the past few weeks, but they're still like, I don't think they're as good as their offense. Buffalo obviously puts up points. I'm going with Tony Pollard anytime touchdown. I bet this the past like 4 weeks. I think in his last 3 games, he has 6 touchdowns.
It's a good one.
Which is crazy. I think he is the best. Dallas has a lot of talent. Hot take. I think Tony Pollard is the best skill position player they have. And I've said this for years. I love him. I don't know why. I also just have some beef with Ezekiel Elliott and Ohio State and all that. We can talk about that later.
Why is he not on the top 10?
Because he's out of Ohio State. He's probably, if I had to guess, from like 15 to 30, somewhere in that range. He's not top 10.
Who is your least favorite former Ohio State player?
Probably JT Barrett because he was short.
Yeah, fuck you, you short guy.
Well, no, I think he's like 6'6". He's not that kind of short. There was a, what was this? 24?
I was gonna say he's like not short.
He was short of the line of scrimmage, and they called him first down.
I see what you meant. I was
it's a situational short, not a height. He's like 6'6". So
I know. I was gonna say
I'm not calling the man
short. Short.
I can't speak on calling people short because I am 5'11" on a good day if I stand up straight.
5'11" is a fake height. Tyler's 5'10".
That's probably true. I am also have awful posture, so I'm probably like 5'9". Where was I? And then Tony Pollard anytime touchdown. And then also I have the New England Minnesota under 42 because I think it's going to be a shit show.
I like that.
Fingers crossed. There's only one cat involved, but Thanksgiving, that's what you get. So
Okay. I like it. We hopefully won't be sad tomorrow. We'll just be fat cats.
yes.
You have a couple miscellaneous picks as well. I already told you
Yeah,
guys my upsets.
I kind of mentioned a few of them. I'm taking Florida State minus 9.5. Because I think they're very good. Top 10. They're playing as a top 10 team right now. I don't really have a reason for this one. Rutgers plus 14 at Maryland. I just don't think Maryland's that good. Rutgers is a sneaky team. Can't sleep on them, and 14 points is a lot of points. They've got a really good defense.
New
I'm taking
Jersey
Michigan
sports are
money.
balling.
Are they? What else is going
Yeah.
on in New Jersey?
The Devils, are
Oh,
kind of crazy.
I forgot about the Devils. Yeah.
Rutgers had a really good start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
Jets and Giants are better than people thought they would be.
That's fair. That's fair. I only found out Rutgers was in New Jersey like 2 years ago, also. So I don't know where I used to think they were, but I didn't realize they were in New Jersey.
That they
Um,
are.
Also betting Michigan money line just because I'm a fan. I don't think it'll turn out, but
Okay.
might as well. Then I'm on Seahawks minus 3.5 against the Raiders. Raiders are just bad. It's really
The Raiders are real
they're
bad.
just bad. And then I'm on USC minus 5.5, like I mentioned. And then I might bet Ole Miss minus 2.5. It's because I don't really think Mississippi State's that good. And to your point, Lane Kiffin might want to show out
I
before
like Ole
taking his new
Miss.
job.
Yeah,
But
100%. I think that he wants to put his dick and balls on the table.
probably. And then that's about it for my bets. I'll probably add more. If the sad cat parlay loses on Thanksgiving, I might do a new one. So stay tuned on the Twitter world.
The Twitter worlds. Shout out your
Yeah.
Twitter, Tyler, and then I'm going to talk about Tom Brady and get us out of here.
Do it. What do we got about Tom Brady?
So, I don't know. I need to address this somewhere, and I've been trying to figure out how to do it. I figured this was like an easy place to do it because the people who listen to the show are the only people I give a shit knowing what's going on anyway. For some reason, so I did it. If I posted that I did this, the New York Post reached out to me like a week ago and they were like, I see that like you like tweet about Tom Brady a lot. Can we talk about you? Like, tell us what you think about like his next steps. Like if you like find him attractive and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I obviously find him attractive. Like he's got a cool work ethic, like that kind of thing. Every small news source in America decided, and honestly, there's articles in Swedish, Portuguese, Spanish,
wow.
like everywhere, that it had just spun into me being linked to Tom Brady and like being like a suitor for Tom Brady and like all this kind of stuff. Like people, like these articles have stolen like old bikini pictures off of my Instagram, and like someone called me a BC football reporter and has like said that I have been like seen out with him. There's TikTok videos, YouTube videos, like this is for some reason like fucking everywhere, and like people are now commenting on our SNS page, my page, about me and Tom, or like Tom's type, or like crazy shit, like insanity. I'm not dating Tom Brady.
Just for
like
the record. Just for the record.
What's up, Tom? If you want to, prove the haters right, let's hit me up. But like,
it's a lot of money.
I'm not dating Tom Brady.
Might be
I don't know how.
nice.
I don't know how this blew up. This is like my first time with like tabloids, I guess you could call them. Like, I don't really know. Like, I used to think that like there was always some truth to like some part of like some of the like celebrity drama. Now that I've had my first taste, I'm kind of just like, I don't even know where this came from.
It's probably the same guy that tweeted Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should
Yeah,
tweet out those emojis.
Yeah.
Don't let
I
the devil
should.
at the table.
Yeah. with all the memes of me and Tom that are going around. I don't know.
Don't let
like
the devil at the table.
It went from an innocent article about me saying that I thought that he was going to turn into a family man to me and Tom Brady are definitely boning.
By the way, no way is he turning into a family man. No
I don't know,
chance.
dude. I don't know, but me
No
and Tom
chance.
Brady are fucking.
His work ethic doesn't believe in family. He's like the opposite of the Fast and Furious movies.
Football.
It's like he does nothing for family.
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 It's true. Oh man.
Except he's the call pulling away. Doesn't care about family anymore.
That is a great point. But my other point is, like, if Tom Brady really did lose all of his wealth in like this crypto scheme, he should probably be looking for a gold digger, not me. What? I'm not, brother.
Yeah, that crypto scheme's crazy.
Trevor Lawrence
That's a
was involved.
conversation for another day. Trevor Lawrence was involved too?
Someone in the media
Oh
asked him
my
about it.
God. I mean, FTX, they were dealing with all sorts of people. They're dealing with Larry David. Larry
Kinda
David
crazy.
is involved.
I had to look up who Larry David was. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
What? Oh, he's
Yeah,
great.
I could not put a face with the name Larry
It's
David.
so funny. I think I only know him from Saturday Night Live? I might only know him from Saturday Night Live. But
I'm
he's a funny
uncultured.
guy. He's a
I'm
funny guy.
uncultured.
Well, yeah, you're not missing much these days on Saturday Night Live. It's kind of
true.
awful. It's gone straight into the dumpster. But
So, other than me shagging Tom Brady, you got any closing thoughts, Tyler?
no, let's go Michigan, I guess. We're not going to win.
War Eagle, thanks for listening to Saturdays and Seltzers. Thank you, Tyler, for hopping on for the Sad Cat Parlay. Love you guys. Keep on sipping, y'all, and we will see you for our regularly scheduled programming next week. Happy Thanksgiving.